Hello everybody, here is MedMora. If you are interested in medical subjects, don't forget to subscribe my channel. In this video, we'll learn about a chronic anemic condition which is called erythroblastosis fetalis. Later, we'll understand why we called it like that. Let's go. As an introduction, we should know this disorder has different names. For example, as we said, one of them is erythroblastosis fetalis. Another names are HDN or HDFN. HDN stands for hemolytic disease of the newborn, and HDFN stands for hemolytic disease of the fetus and newborn. Now there is some information that is necessary to understand the mechanism much better. First, we should know there are different types of blood groups, and one of them is Rh blood group. People who have Rh factors on the surface of their RBCs are called Rh positive, and people who don't have Rh factors on the surface of their RBCs are called Rh negative. Rh negative people cannot receive blood from Rh positive people because their immune system know Rh factors as foreign antigen. So some B cells change into specific plasma cells that can produce anti-Rh antibodies. These antibodies bind to Rh factors on the surface of donors' RBCs, so agglutination will happen. Some B cells, after first exposure to Rh factors, change to memory B cells, so in the next exposures they will be activated and produce anti-Rh antibodies. Antibodies produced by plasma cells are from IgM class, but antibodies produced by memory B cells are from IgG class. It's one difference between them. Fetal blood flows within chorionic villi in blood vessels, and mother's blood flows between chorionic villi, as we can see in the picture. So fetal blood and mother's blood never mix with each other. IgG can pass through a placenta, so that can lead to passive immunity. But IgM cannot pass through a placenta. Fetal RBCs do not cross placenta, just small numbers through microscopic pores in placenta. At the time of delivery, when the placenta separates from the uterine wall, large amount of fetal RBCs enter mother's circulation. Now, by knowing this information, we can understand this disorder much better. Let's go to learn the mechanism in erythroblastosis fetalis. It's a blood disorder in fetus because of incompatibility in blood group of mother and fetus, mostly Rh incompatibility, and mostly D antigen. There are different types of Rh antigens, A, B, C, D, and so on. D is more immunogenic, means that can activate immune system more effectively. As we can see in this picture, mother is Rh negative and the fetus is Rh positive, so there is Rh incompatibility and erythroblastosis fetalis can happen. In first pregnancy, during the pregnancy, Rh negative mother is not exposed to fetal RBCs. Why? Because as we know, mother's blood and fetal blood never mix with each other. At delivery, large amount of RBCs enter mother's circulation. Anti-RH antibodies will be produced in mother's blood. Of course, it's from IgM class. Why? Because it's produced by plasma cells. As we know, IgM can't cross through a placenta, so first child will be safe. Now there were memory B cells specific to Rh antigens in mother circulation, so sensitization happens. Now in second pregnancy. Here we can see the difference between the first and second pregnancy. Presence of memory B cells, which are specific to Rh antigens. And here we can see the entrance of fetal RBCs to mother circulation through microscopic pores in the placenta. So now we have activation of memory B cells specific to Rh antigens, and of course production of anti-Rh antibodies. Because they are produced by memory B cells, they are from IgG class. So anti-Rh antibodies, which are from IgG class, pass through placenta. They bind to Rh factors on the surface of fetal RBCs, so hemolysis of fetal RBCs will happen. Now we can understand the reason behind this condition's name. Fetalis comes from fetus, which means this little baby here. And erythroblastosis originates from this fact that if the hemolysis of fetal RBCs is severe, it makes bone marrow to release immature RBCs, which are called erythroblasts, in fetal circulation. So the name of this condition is erythroblastosis fetalis. How we can prevent that from happening? Prevention is by injection of anti-Rh antibodies to mother, which is called ROGAM. First, in 28 weeks gestation, and second, 24 or 72 hours after delivery. Why 28 weeks gestation? Let's realize the reason. It's the time for expressing Rh antigen in fetus. ROGAM, which is anti-Rh antibodies from IgG class, will bind to fetal Rh negative RBCs and prevents B cells from activation. So now there is no memory B cells. Why after delivery? Let's understand. As we know, after delivery, when the placenta separates from the uterine wall, a large amount of RBCs enter mother circulation. By presence of ROGAM in mother circulation, it binds to fetal Rh positive RBCs and it prevents B cells from activation, and no memory B cells against Rh factors will be produced. How much ROGAM should be injected to mother circulation? 300 mcg for every 30 ml blood transfusion from fetus to mother by IgM shot. It's the best amount of injection. By KB test, we can find how much blood is transferred from fetus to mother. Manual removal of placenta transfers more blood than normal. So we need more ROGAM to be injected to mother. Now it's time to learn about diagnosis. The best way to diagnose this condition is Coombs test. There were two kinds of Coombs test, indirect and direct. If you want to know more about this test, let me know in the comments and I'll make a separate video to explain that. Here we can see some pictures of the newborns who are born with Erythroblastosis fetalis. If this video was useful for you, don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Thanks for your attention.